Hey guys, what's it? Topical Nate here, and today we are playing the over/under guessing game for Will Smith movies because he's got a new movie coming out. It's called King Richard. I'm personally really glad for him that he's still making movies because he needs something to distract him from how shitty his wife is to him. But before we get to that, scroll down to the description box below, pop it open, you'll find links to our social media accounts. You'll also find links to our coffee account and our Patreon account. So if you'd like to help our channel grow in a much needed financial way, any amount is super helpful from the lowest to the highest. Thank you very much. Let's go.
First off, we have a very diverse movie in Will Smith's catalog, and it is Aladdin, the remake.
Oh, okay. So I think this is a little underrated. I really enjoyed it. The colors in this movie were absolutely amazing. I really love the music. They did a very smart thing by switching up how Will Smith looked as the genie after that first trailer, because that was those first images that got released were bad. They were real bad. But yeah, I thought it was really good. I love Disney. Aladdin is my second favorite Disney animated movie. So I think that Aladdin is easily the either the best or second best live action remake that Disney has done because they feel the need to do so for whatever reason. So I think it's a little underrated. I like it a lot.
Next, we're going. I feel like I already know the answer to this, but I'm going to ask it anyways because he's my friend and yours. He's Mike Lowry in the film Bad Boys.
Oh, I think Bad Boys is perfectly rated. I mean, it's one of the best action comedies of all time, in my opinion. I think it gets plenty of love. It's got some good quotes in it. The buddy cop dynamic is on point. Bad Boys 2 is also good, but this one is better. And unless there's just some weird subcult of Bad Boys haters out there, I've never really heard anything negative about it. So I think Bad Boys is right where it needs to be.
I thought it was going to be underrated, but who knows? This film might be underrated. 7 pounds.
God. That is not underrated. That one is also perfectly rated because it's a terrible fucking movie and everybody knows it. And everybody is open about the fact that it's a terrible movie.
You told me to watch this one time because it was a good movie.
Yeah, and wait, I did?
Yes.
Well, I was an idiot. I must have been sleep deprived or something that day. I don't know. Oh, hell, Ricky, I was high when I said that. Yeah, no, that movie's not good. It was an interesting idea, very poorly executed, and it's honestly just kind of boring. So, no good.
Next, we have I Am Legend.
I think I Am Legend is a little underrated. I really enjoy that movie. It's at the perfect level of scary for me and what I could personally handle. Not a horror person. I am frightened quite easily. So yeah, there's plenty of zombie movies out there. I know you can make an argument on whether or not these things are technically zombies. That's fine. You do you. But I like the world that this one existed in. I like the isolation aspect of it. I like his personal connection to it and that he's kind of the one that accidentally created it in the first place. You get a lot of heartfelt stuff with the dog. And I feel like most of the reason that people don't like it is because they just didn't like the ending. But I also feel like this came out at a time... I feel like since I Am Legend has come out, the hero dying at the end has become a much more, common and accepted thing in films. Especially if it's in, a sacrificial type of way. So I like the original ending. I don't care for the alternate one that they released that much personally. So I think it's a little underrated.
From one TNT classic to another, iRobot.
Okay, first of all, don't you disrespect FX like that, because this is an FX classic and not a TNT classic. I don't even know. iRobot's it was just always on. There was just never a point in time where iRobot wasn't fucking on FX. So I don't even know what to think about it. I'm just gonna say that it's perfectly rated because it's not good, but it is like weirdly entertaining. And I think that's just because of like the dystopian world that they created in it is really interesting. People like to watch action with robots. The CGI in it for the time actually really wasn't that bad. So I'm almost inclined to say it's a little underrated, but that doesn't excuse like the dialogue and like some other parts of the film. So I'm just gonna say it's perfect. It's where it's at. We don't need to hype it up anymore. We've all seen it 1,000 times.
Going from TNT to its sister's channel, a TBS classic, Hitch.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I don't like. It's weird. I feel like Hitch has fallen out a little bit in terms of how much people talk about it. But when Hitch came out, people talked about Hitch all the time. Like Hitch was like the big like rom-com of that time. And because of that, I'm gonna say it's a little, just a touch overrated. It's full of every cliche in the book. Like the funny parts of the jet ski scene are just like wacky to me. Actually, most of the comedy that is in this movie is just like really wacky to me, and doesn't land super well. I like the premise. I like the idea of, like the hard-hearted person like learning how to soften up and everything like that. One of the few movies that I actually enjoy Kevin James in. So I'm going to say it's just a touch overrated, but it's mostly just because I got so tired of hearing about it when it came out.
Next, we have Will Smith in a ensemble cast, and it is the Suicide Squad.
That is the only one he's in. Duh. I'm gonna say perfectly rated. I mean, it generally got shit on. Like, it's not a great movie. I think that I personally enjoyed it, maybe just a touch more than everyone else. But I think that's like my lack of a ton of care or investment into like the DC universe. It's just there. So some of the characters were really, really fun. Will Smith was okay as Deadshot. I'd like replacing him with essentially basically the same character with a different name with Idris Elba in the new one, because that movie's phenomenal. But yeah, it's fine. It's not good, and everybody knows it's not good.
Taking his buddy cop to the sci-fi genre in Men in Black.
So Men in Black is incredibly... I finally have a really strong opinion about one. Men in Black, so underrated, man. Like, him and Tommy Lee Jones, match made in heaven. Freaking love this movie so much. It fulfills all of my sci-fi love. It fulfilled all of my early 2000s Will Smith love as a kid. Tommy Lee Jones reminds me of my dad. Again, the concept of it, it just makes me so sad that we get so little original content in Hollywood anymore. Because instead of coming up with something cool, but maybe a little similar, we're just going to keep making shitty Men in Black movies. But I love Men in Black. I think it's great. I understand that the movies that followed are not as well received, especially that last one, but it's underrated to me. It's a good movie.
Staying in the buddy cop science fiction world, Bright.
I think Bright, I don't feel super strongly about it. I think Bright's a little underrated. I had a lot of fun watching it. Again, I'm big on fantasy. I really love fantasy stuff. I really love science fiction stuff. So the mix of the fantasy world and the humor. I like the world that it created. I liked it a lot. I understand that subjectively it's not great, but I personally had a lot of fun with it. I think it's one of those movies that you just have to go into and not take it very serious at all. But I liked it. That's what I think about whether or not these Will Smith movies are over or underrated. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Scroll back up, hit the like button, and subscribe.
It's not a game, it's a rich thing.